time to do this. Did you write down yours?
The Board of Parks and Recreation Commissioners of Kansas City, Missouri meeting for
Like the vent?
March 25th, 2025 is hereby called to order. Will Secretary Houston please call roll?
Commissioner Smith.
Present.
Commissioner Contreras.
Here.
Commissioner Meyer.
Here.
President Hayden.
Here.
Commissioner Taylor is absent. Director Patton.
Here.
First item on the agenda is the approval of the February 25th, 2025 board minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item is passed. The next item on the agenda is a presentation by Wayne Snyder on behalf of the Greg Clyce Community Center Advisory Board. Mr. Snyder, welcome.
Welcome, thank you. I really appreciate it. I got 5 minutes for my presentation, 5 minutes for any questions, and I'm going to really try to hold myself to that. That's got a long agenda. Okay, so I'm president of the Greg Clyce Community Center Advisory Committee. We've been around since 2014. We were established by a memorandum of understanding by the Parks Board back then. There's a PowerPoint that I gave you guys, so basically giving you a background of the advisory committee and what our role basically is to add value to the Greg Clyce Community Center and the surrounding community. We meet every second Saturday of the month with staff as well as any community patrons there at the center, as well as we establish or work with the executive director with regard to programming, marketing, security, and any other issues that we may find deemed to discuss with the director there. Real quick here, I'm going to talk about some of the just to highlight some of the activities that we one of the things that in the MOU stated that we are to meet annually, and I must apologize, we didn't meet last year. To be honest with you, we were looking at possibly sunsetting the organization. However, and because I've been doing this for 14 years, and I am ready to hand this off to some more energetic individuals, one should say. Not to say that I'm not energetic, but I think there needs to be some new blood. So we did not meet last year, and I do apologize. Just want to go over some highlights with regard to some of the activities that the advisory committee has been a part of. So first of all, I want to thank I don't think you guys, maybe some of you guys were on the board when the Parks Commission approved the dedication of Sharon Jones and Calvin Wainwright.
I was on the board.
Right, Commissioner Smith, you were there. I just want to thank the board for supporting that and getting those plaques up at the Greg Clyce Community Center. It was a great presentation there and dedication. Bradley, thanks for attending as well. Commissioner Smith, you were there. Just a really solid outpouring of the community and the work that those individuals did in the community. So hats off to you guys, and want to thank you for that as well. Right now, we put together and it's on the highlight page if you just go to highlights. We put together, many of the patrons don't know who Greg Clyce is, or Bubba Clyce, John Gregg and Bubba Clyce is, and Arrington Clyce is. So we put together basically a information board, if you will, of those individuals and explaining to the patrons who they are. Arrington Clyce was a part of the Parks and Recs board at some point back in the day. Bishop Gregg was a real community activist here in Kansas City and really made an impact in this community. So we wanted to make sure that the patrons were aware of who those individuals were, as well as during African American History Month, we highlighted African Americans in sports here in Kansas City. Also, we applied for PIAC dollars with regard to equipment for the pool area, specifically clothing, drying device. I spoke at the recent hearing with regard to the budget, I'm a big supporter of Parks and Recs, and I was there supporting, making sure that the Parks and Recreation Department gets their fair share, their dollars, with regard to the budget issues for the city. So just some of the things that we assisted with the holiday party as well. And one of the things that I really, and I'm moving on to comments and support. Real quick here, again, want to thank you guys for the purchase of the new fitness equipment at the Gregg Center. Really appreciate that. The new TVs there as well. Staff is doing a great job with regard to making sure that equipment is being maintained, particularly, the facility as a whole. Hats off to LaToya Johnson and Jennifer Judd as they supervise that whole community center and the region. One of the things that we've done, and if you will look in the packet, we've had a Youth Memorial Basketball Tournament. It was the Sam Lacey Youth Memorial Basketball Tournament. Now we want to really change the name to the Lacey Wainwright Youth Memorial Basketball Tournament, because Calvin Wainwright was an icon in the community, basketball coach in the community, and we certainly we want to start that tournament again. We're looking at doing it in 2026, so we'll be coming back to the board and asking for your support. And this is my coup de grace, and I'll sit down after this. Had a conversation during the budget hearings about youth fees. Their fees are being had or asked of youth coming into the community centers. Had a Tila Maxwell, she's one of your recent hires. She sent me or sent out an explanation with regard to the fees. Did a really good job in explaining those fees, and I get it, I understand. I had a meeting with Brad yesterday and Jennifer Judd, and we talked about it and went through it. Again, there's a half-cent sales tax. 2012, there's a half-cent sales tax. That tax is being collected today. In 2022, there was a general obligation bond with regard to improvements with regard to the center's facilities and improvements within in the Parks and Recs Department. We've seen a big decline in youth coming into the community centers. It is very significant, and I'm an advocate for Parks and Recreation, not because of everything else that you guys provide, but for the kids that come to those centers. There are kids in that community that need a safe space. We do have crime is rampant. We need these kids to be able to come to these community centers so they don't have to put up with the pressures of their peers. So what I like to do is, what I'm asking is that you, as a commission, and Bradley and I talked about it, and Jennifer Judd, I know there's a study going on with regard to scholarships. I'd like to see a moratorium for youth 12 and under, that be considered for those youth 12 and under. I can't speak to any other community center, but I know, and I've been going to the Gregg Clice Community Center for 25 years, and I've not seen kids not coming to that community center ever like we've seen in the past year. I know you guys passed this measure back in March of last year. I know there's a study underway. Until that study is complete, I ask you that we're going to come out of our own pocket. If you guys don't do a moratorium, we're going to come out of our pocket and give money to the center so these kids can have a place to come in if they don't have money in their pockets. I know there's a policy with regard to Medicaid and parents signing their kids up for Medicaid, but these are kids that are coming into the center off the street that want a safe space. So with that, I asked you guys to think about it, discuss it, and provide a moratorium for those kids 12 and under. And I'll take questions now, and after that, I'll sit down.
Well, thank you, Mr.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Snyder, for your dedication and years of volunteering. So thank you for that, and appreciate these updates and highlights. I'm curious about the last thing you said, and we don't have to get in full detail, and perhaps the study can bear this out a little bit, but to your point about the year after year engagement of youth participating in Greg Kleiss, all those years, there was some sort of fee attached. So I'm curious why this most recent year you attribute the low attendance of youth to fees, and I'm curious if there's other factors that you and the community of Greg Kleiss, as I consider myself part of, attribute to the drop. Because throughout that constant, and like you said, youth have been coming.
Yeah,
There's been
absolutely.
fees
Yeah.
of some sort.
Right.
So
Right.
to me, that speaks to a bigger concern or opportunity, which is more than just what the fees, perhaps programming, and then just generationally, students attending in space, in community engagements, which we're really seeing across the board. But I'm just curious if there's been any consideration.
No, I think you've hit on a number of points with regard to programming. Of course, parents are willing to pay for fees when the pool, when they want their kids to go swimming in the pool. The pool is down. Another thing, and we talked about the pool being down and they've started the whole process of getting the pool up. Bradley and I had a long discussion about that. Want to make sure that there's a timely completion of that. I mean, year and a half max, 2 years max. I mean, so kids not there anymore. The boxing, parents would pay for their kids to go to and get beautiful boxing ring. And believe me, and I talk to LaToya all the time, and she is trying to get some folks in there to create that program or to manage that program. So to your point, absolutely. Certainly need some programming that's going to get the kids back. But more importantly, what I like to see for these kids that are just wanting to drop in, I'm not talking about the big kids. I'm talking about the little kids from 12 and under, where parents could say, hey, can my kids kind of hang out here for a minute and whatever programming that's necessary or that's available rather, kind of hang out here, or if the kids coming in from after school, 12 and under, be able to attend the center.
Okay. Well, thank you for your consideration.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I just want to say, Mr. Snyder, at one of the budget meetings, we heard similar messaging from Councilman Curls, I think specifically, and a couple of the other council members. So I think it is something that's on our radar, and I appreciate you bringing it to our attention. I think part of it, and we've had this conversation in a lot of ways, is we've got the ability to scholarship kiddos, and it's just communicating, making sure kids know that's available to them, and all of that. So, but 14 years. Sorry, go ahead.
So if kids come in now and they don't have $5, because it's $5 a day, and it's $10 per month. If they drop in now, is there a policy now for these kids that we're not talking? I'm not talking about that bad actors that want to come in and cause trouble. Talking about those kids that, hey, I'm just coming in.
There's an existing scholarship program, correct, for Parks and Rec?
We have a scholarship program where kids aren't left behind. However, that program hasn't actually addressed memberships to the community center, which is what we're looking at, making that change now, so that we've said all along that if kids are in need and they need access, we'll make that happen with scholarships. So what Brad's working on is simply expanding that to the model we use now. We hope to have it in place relatively soon.
My last ask again is to put in place a moratorium until that scholarship data and information is had by Brad and his staff. And with that, thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you guys probably next year. I want to ask about the Sam Lacey basketball tournament, and I have to run. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and 14 years is a long time to volunteer for anything, so thank you very much. All right. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32766, considering board approval of the termination of the Kansas City campus for animal care management services and parking lot agreement. Director Chris Cotton is the sponsor of this memo, and I invite him to now speak briefly about this item.
Yes, thank you. In December of 2024, the City Council voted unanimously for the city to develop an implementation plan to insource animal control operations. On Thursday, March 6, 2025, the City Council voted to return animal control services to city operation and not renew the contract with the KC Pet Project to provide service. Animal control and animal care will fall under neighborhood services, overseen by Director Forrest Decker. The Parks Department has no responsibility for either of the animal services items before you today, and Director Decker is here today to speak on both of these items before you. Thank you.
Hello. Do I need the mic or the position?
It's syndicated, yes.
It's been a while since I've stood here, so it's been a few years. Hi, Forrest Decker. I'm the Director of Neighborhood Services Department. Director Cotton summarized quite a little bit of what I'm going to talk about. The handout that I gave is the presentation I'll be giving to the City Council Finance Committee next week. As he kind of talked about a little bit, these are two separate resolutions. I saw that you have it on the agenda. You're going to rescind the old agreement. That agreement was entered into in June of 2019 between the Parks Department, Kansas City Campus for Animal Care, and the City of Kansas City. And that was to provide animal care at the shelter and shelter management services. Kind of at the same time, the animal control stuff that Director Cotton was talking about was going on. The Kansas City Campus for Animal Care provided notification that they were going to terminate the contract. There was a provision in the contract they had to give us 50 days notice, and they did. That is effective April 8th, that contract will no longer be in place. So at that point, while we're dealing with the animal control, we kind of kept that in the shelter totally separate. We began negotiating directly with Kansas City Pet Project, who had previously been the subcontractor for Kansas City Campus for Animal Care, to negotiate out a 13-month agreement to continue running the shelter operations. That's kind of where I'm at today. I'm with you all here today, March 25th. I'll be going to the City Council next Tuesday and full council next Thursday to pass this. I can go over a little bit of kind of what the agreement is if you would like to hear that.
The reason we're parties with the last, I mean, is on Parkway.
Oh yeah, you own the facility, you own the building, so.
But they basically, all the money comes out of his budget to operate and maintain.
Correct.
And yeah, so Parks isn't responsible for anything.
Yep.
It's their capital improvements.
That's correct. So yeah, the terms of the contract basically remain the same. We cleaned up some language throughout it. We've been working with my attorney, their attorneys, KC Pet Project's attorneys. So the terms are pretty much the same. The term of the agreement is only 13 months, which covers the month of April and then next fiscal year, basically. It does give us the authorization to extend for one additional year, but we'll see how things turn out this year, I guess, is all I'll say about that. It's $3.8 million annually, paid in monthly installments. Out of that $3.8 million comes $8,333 subtraction every month that goes into a maintenance endowment. That maintenance endowment is currently sitting at $3.2 million, and that's for maintenance of anything on the campus, kind of within the fenced boundaries, I guess, there. So the building, the parking lot, any of that stuff. But it continues to grow at that $8,333 per month until it reaches a cap of $4 million, and then it doesn't grow until we take more out, and then it starts growing again. So there are MBE, WBE requirements on this contract of 5% and 4%. And as Lana mentioned, the contract requires them to provide all maintenance and repairs, including all outside landscape maintenance. And that includes providing security, and then all the duties in the scope of work, which I have a slide in there on that. You probably don't want me to read all of those, but you're welcome to ask any questions, and I'll be happy to answer.
So, Mr. Forrest, hi.
Hi.
Thank you for this information. So, you're saying, I'm curious about the maintenance budget, if we've had any spend down, you talk about, I mean, that's where we come in, where it's
Yep.
actually the property of Parks and Rec.
Well,
So
you
has-
wouldn't. It comes out of a maintenance endowment.
I understand
Yep,
that.
yep.
I'm asking, has any of it been used and for what?
None of the maintenance endowment has been used. As part of the contract, Kansas City Campus for Animal Care was previously responsible, and going forward, KC Pet Project is responsible for any maintenance items that are under $100,000. So the maintenance endowment only kicks in for something pretty major over $100,000.
And so it is capped at 4 million, and to date, none of that has ever, it's never
No.
been touched?
Not to my knowledge. I don't believe so. So,
Okay, thank
I
you.
mean, there was the original $3 million that was raised by KCCAC, and then starting in 2023, the contract stipulated that we would withhold that $8,333.33 per month until it built up to $4 million.
When did the building open?
2020, I believe, early 2020, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't the director then, so I'm going by other information.
I
But
just think that's important information as far as context, if
Mm-hmm.
we've had any major spending.
nothing out of the maintenance endowment. I'm sure there's been some maintenance
Right.
issues there, but
But not
nothing
from
that
the
ever triggered the endowment. Yep.
Okay.
All right, may I have a motion to approve resolution number 32766?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item is passed.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. I was like, do you need, yeah.
Oh,
do you-
wait, I forgot there were two. Sorry.
You're good. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32767, considering board approval of management services and parking lot agreement with KC Pet Project for the Animal Campus in Swope Park. Director Cotton, Director Decker.
I kind of combined the presentation, sorry, but
No, they're good.
yeah, I don't really have anything else to add other than what I've already said and kind of what you have before you there, so.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Items passed. Thank you. Thank
Now
you
I'll
for
say
joining
thank
us.
you.
Very nice to meet you, Director
Yes,
Decker.
and thank you very much for putting me close to the top of that monstrous agenda you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is resolution number 32759, which was held from our prior board meeting concerning board approval of a license agreement with Civic Plus to provide technology that automates processes, digitizes services, and enhances civic experiences. Deputy Director Brad Clay is the sponsor of this memo.
Good afternoon, Brad Clay, Deputy Director. Civic Plus provides public sector technology that automates processes, digitizes services, and enhances civic experiences. One of their new offerings is a Pass Lite, which contains everything needed to quickly and easily understand and optimize recreation programming. This will allow results of program cost recovery in real time. The total investment for this initial term is $10,625, discounted from $25,375, and includes one-time fees and a one-year annual service. Staff recommends board approval of this license agreement with Civic Plus.
Can I say thank you, Deputy Director Clay, for the follow-up information that you and the team compiled for us that we were able to look through workshop. So I appreciate that additional context.
My pleasure.
All right, may I have a motion to approve resolution number 32759?
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item is passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32768, considering board approval of a cooperative agreement with Restart Incorporated and Project Homeless Connect to host their Project Homeless Connect program at Greg Clay's Community Center. Deputy Director Clay.
Yes, Restart Inc. has requested use of facilities at Great Clice Community Center to host their Project Homeless Connect program. Project Homeless Connect aims to support those facing or currently experiencing homelessness challenges and hoping to bring them into a safe and stable environment. Services provided include on-the-spot legal counsel, job placement, housing solutions, medical screening and assistance, vision and dental services, beauty and wellness services, birth certificates, and fountain ID cards. Access will be provided at no charge. This agreement will begin on May 12th, 2025, and end no later than May 13th of 2025. Staff recommends board approval.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32768?
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? I'll just say I love seeing partnerships like this, and thank you to your staff for helping execute it. So,
Absolutely, thank you.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item is passed. The next item on the agenda is Resolution Number 32769, considering board approval of a facility use without concession agreement with Miracle Temple for the use of Mary Williams Neal Community Center for the purpose of conducting church services. Deputy Director Clay.
Yes, Miracle Temple is requesting the use of facilities at Mary Williams Neal Community Center for the purpose of conducting church services during this term of this agreement. They will compensate the city approximately $5,100. Staff recommends board approval.
I have a motion to approve Resolution Number 32769.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Items passed. The next item on the agenda is Resolution Number 32770, considering board approval of a facility use without concession agreement with Missouri Wolverines Youth Organization Incorporated for the use of football fields at Himes Electric Park for the purpose of youth flag and tackle football clinics, practices, games, and associated activities. Deputy Director Clay.
The Missouri Wolverines Youth Organization, Inc. requests the use of the football field at Himes Electric Park for youth flag and tackle football clinics, practices, games, and associated activities. The Missouri Wolverines Youth Organization will compensate the city approximately $3,500. Staff recommends board approval.
Move
to approve.
Thank you.
Second. Any
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item is passed. The next item on the agenda is Resolution Number 32771, considering board approval of a facility use without concession agreement with Rachel Waddell Tai Chi for the use of Kansas City North Community Center for the purpose of offering monthly adult martial arts classes. Deputy Director Clay.
Yes, Rachel Waddell Tai Chi is requesting the use of exercise rooms at Kansas City North Community Room for the purpose of offering monthly adult martial arts classes. City will be compensated approximately $1,000. Staff recommends board approval.
May I have a motion to approve Resolution Number 32771?
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is Resolution Number 32772, considering board approval of a facility use without concession agreement with EDO Soccer Academy for the use of the 9th and Van Brunt athletic fields for youth soccer activities. Deputy Director Clay.
Yes, EDO Soccer Academy is requesting the use of the soccer facilities at 9th and Van Brunt for youth soccer activities. They will compensate the city $37.50 per hour for a total compensation of $1,050. Staff recommends board approval.
May I have a motion to approve Resolution Number 32772?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item is passed. The next item on the agenda is Resolution Number 32773, considering board approval of a facility use without concession agreement with Football Kansas City for the use of the 9th and Van Brunt athletic fields for the purpose of conducting adult soccer games. Deputy Director Clay.
Football Kansas City is requesting the use of facilities at 9th and Van Brunt Athletic Fields Park for the purpose of conducting adult soccer games. Football Kansas City will compensate the city approximately $4,725. Staff recommends board approval.
May I have a motion to approve Resolution Number 32773?
I'm sorry, with the stipulation.
They will-
Yeah,
they'll bring it up during
we'll get that during discussion. Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve Resolution Number 32773?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? And I will note, one of our requirements under our athletic facility, our athletic use policy that we passed in the fall is that each organization needs to provide a certificate of good standing. So I will ask that this resolution, if approved, be subject to Football Kansas City delivering a good standing certificate consistent with what we've gotten from the other users of our athletic facilities.
Absolutely.
Any further discussion? All right. With that contingency, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is Resolution Number 32774, considering board approval of a facility use without concession agreement with Guadalupe Center High School for the use of the 9th and Van Brunt athletic fields for the purpose of conducting youth soccer practices and games. Deputy Director Clay.
Guadalupe Center High School is requesting the use of facilities at 9th and Van Brunt Athletic Fields for the purpose of conducting youth soccer practices on one half of the field and games on the entire field. Guadalupe Center High School will compensate the city approximately $2,150. Staff recommends board approval.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32774?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item is passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32775, considering board approval of a facility use without concession agreement with Midwest Cricket League for the use of the minor park cricket fields for the purpose of conducting adult cricket practices and games. Deputy Director Clay.
Midwest Cricket League is requesting the use of facilities at Minor Park Cricket Field for the purpose of conducting adult cricket practices and games. Midwest Cricket League will compensate the city approximately $14,175. Staff recommends board approval.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32775?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32776, considering board approval of a facility use with concession agreements with Kansas City Sports LLC for the use of the Tiffany Hills Sports Complex for the purpose of conducting youth softball tournaments. Deputy Director Clay.
Kansas City Sports LLC is requesting the use of facilities at Tiffany Hills Sports Complex for the purpose of conducting youth softball tournaments. Kansas City Sports LLC will compensate the city approximately $54,850. Staff recommends board approval.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32776?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32777, considering board approval of amendment number 1 to the facility use without concession agreement with Heartland HEMA LLC for the use of the Kansas City North Community Center to conduct historical martial arts instruction. Deputy Director Clay.
On May 24, 2024, the Parks Board of Commissioners approved an agreement with Heartland HEMA LLC to conduct historical martial arts instruction at Kansas City North Community Center. The city is compensated approximately $2,640. The original terms of the agreement began on June 10, 2024, and would end on April 30, 2025. This amendment number 1 will change the end date to April 30, 2026. Staff recommends board approval.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32777?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? I will note with this one, as well as the prior one I noted, we still are in need of a good standing certificate, so I ask for board approval subject to delivery of a good standing certificate. Further discussion? With that amendment, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32778, considering board approval of facility use with concessions agreement with North Kansas City Area Baseball League for the use of Platte Purchase Park for the purpose of conducting youth baseball practices and games. Deputy Director Clay.
Yes, North Kansas City Area Baseball League is requesting the use of facilities at Platte Purchase Park and Waterwell Athletic Complex for the purpose of conducting youth baseball practices and games. North Kansas City Area Baseball League will compensate the city approximately $70,124. Staff recommends board approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item is passed, and thank you, Deputy Director Clay. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32779, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with Heart of America. And Mr. Van Ryn, I'm going to have some pronunciation.
No problem.
Just Nereid.
Perfect.
All right, for the use of the Loose Park Garden Center for the purpose of holding meetings and an exhibition and sale. Environmental Manager Stephen Van Ryn is here to speak.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Stephen Van Ryn here. This is one of our next 5 agreements are all our garden groups at Loose Park, longstanding agreements with them. They hold their meetings as public educational events, and they most of them have a annual show to show off their whichever particular plant is their fancy. And this is just a regular agreement with them to have access to the building.
I was curious. love the idea. This is not the first year that we've moved with them in this way, meaning we waive fees for, how do they communicate to the community about this so that it can actually be a public event? And then how many folks typically, I mean, have they had any traction?
That is a good question, and it is actually something I've asked them to track, and I probably should have been. It's social media that they use to advertise their events and attract new members and attract people to come and learn about their particular plants, and in this case, Judge. But we haven't really asked to have a number of the people who show up who are novel to the organization. So I will require that this year that they do give us that.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a great way to leverage partnership, but I would love to see if
Yeah.
it's really working.
That's a good question, and we'll find out.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you for that question.
And it's for all the,
Yeah.
I know we're for all 5.
Yep,
We
yep,
can
definitely.
check data.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll do that.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item is passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32780, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with the MoCan Daylily Society for the use of the Luce Park Garden Center. Mr. Van Ryn.
Much like the Judge group, this is except for they like daylilies. This group does the same, open to public events, and then they have their annual exhibition/sale, which they have open to the public to act as a community event. And staff recommends approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item is passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32781, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with the Greater Kansas City African Violet Club for the use of the Luce Park Garden Center. Mr. Van Ryn.
Yes, there are 2 different African Violet Clubs. This is the Greater Kansas City African Violet Club. The next one will be the Show Me African Violet Club. They both, much like the other groups, hold their educational events open to the public, and they have a shared African Violet event at the sale and show together at the end of the year.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32781?
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item is passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32782, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with the Show Me African Violet Club for the use of the Luce Park Garden Center. Mr. Van Ryn.
And this will be our last group. And the Show Me African Violet Club just has a slightly larger field of influence over the Greater Kansas City African Violet Club. They will work together to have their event towards the end of the year, and staff recommends approval.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32782?
Oh, there's the Kibana, I forgot about them. Sorry.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item is passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32783, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with the Kansas City Ikebana for the use of the Luce Park Garden Center for the, Mr. Van Ryn.
Yes. Ikebana is slightly different in that there's not one plant they're concerned with. It's a style of arranging flowers and whatnot. It's actually quite interesting. They work slightly in conjunction with the Japanese American Society that we also had an agreement with for the tea room usage and everything else. So, yes, staff recommends approval for this agreement as well.
Every time you come up, I learn something.
I try.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32783?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. Now, Mr. Van Ryn, your last one.
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32784, considering board approval of a bid award to Looks Great Services Incorporated for tree trimming services in the amount of $800,000.
Yes, we are very happy that with some extra funding that the council approved, to be able to expand to actually just a tree trimming services contract. We haven't had that for the last few years. We've had a general tree maintenance that's mostly focused on tree removal and dead limb removal. This is going to have more proactive health of the tree trimming types, so they go in and look for crossing branches and other things. So this is going to be great in that it's going to help us get us a little bit of a backlog of some tree trimming requests that were put on hold because they were live branch trimming while we were trying to catch up to all the dead stuff. So yeah, looking forward to having this move forward and doing some good work on our trees.
Great.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Thanks to the city council for that funding. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item is passed. Thanks, Mr. Van Ryn. All right. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32785, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with the Urban Neighborhood Initiative for the use of Tice Park to hold the Urban Neighborhood Initiative Recess Jam Session on September 27, 2025. Advanced Administrator Rob Loya is here to speak.
Good afternoon. Yes, this is the annual gala for the Urban Neighborhood Initiative at Tice Park this year on September 27th. KC Parks will be compensated $1,000 for this one-day ticketed event. Any questions?
A great continuation of a partnership. Glad we can continue.
Absolutely.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32786, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with the Kansas City Irish Festival for the use of Washington Square Park to hold the 2025 Kansas City Irish Fest. Mr. Loya.
Yes, a major event for Kansas City every year. Any questions?
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32786?
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32787, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with the Brookside Community Improvement District and the Brookside Business Association for the use of the Brookside Court Park and a portion of Brookside Boulevard for their Brookside Art Annual Event. Mr. Loya.
Yes, another annual event, very popular in the community. Any questions?
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32787?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item is passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32788, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with the Northeast Arts KC for the use of Concourse Park for its Chalk Walk event on May 10th, 2025. Mr. Loya.
Yes, this event will allow people to participate and create chalk art, Concourse Park, around the fountain. Any questions? Actually, the KC Parks will waive fees for this one.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32788?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32789, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with Kids Community Growing Prosperity for the use of the Swope Park Bandstand for the Kansas City Greek Festival on June 21, 2025. Mr. Loya.
A long-running annual event at Swope Park. Any questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item has passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32790, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with Complete Party for the use of Tice Park for its Mimosas in the Parks event on August 31, 2025. Mr. Loya.
Yes, this was new last year and it was really popular. They're coming back. They're really happy with the park. Any questions?
Sounds like a good place to be. Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item has passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32791, considering board approval of a facility use with concession agreements with Sisters Living Beyond the Ribbon for the use of the Swope Park Bandstand for a walk and run on September 27, 2025. Mr. Loya.
Yes, an annual walk fundraiser. KC Parks will waive fees for this. Any questions?
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32791?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32792, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with Project Revive for the use of Blue Hills Park to hold the Pray for My Hood event on July 5th, 2025. Mr. Loya.
Yes, new event. They explained that it will be primarily an outreach event, but they will have some sales vendors there too, thus the fee. Any questions?
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32792?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32793, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with Unite KC for the use of the Great Lawn for its Walk for Unity event on June 14th, 2025. Mr. Loya.
Yes, a community walk around the area of the Great Kleist Center, and then this is basically a finish line festival after the walk. They'll have vendors and activities for families, basically.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32793?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32794, considering board approval of a facility use with concessions agreement with the Caribbean American Association of Greater Kansas City and Authentic Caribbean Foundation Incorporated for the use of Washington Square Park for their Caribbean American Cultural Extravaganza event on June 28th, 2025. Mr. Loya.
Yes, they were here last year, Washington Square Park. We're happy and are back for another day-long festival.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32794?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item has passed. Thanks, Mr. Loya. That was a good
Thank you.
list. All right. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 32795, considering board approval of a parking lot lease agreement with J.E. Dunn for the use of the Swope Park Pool parking lot. Deputy Director James Wong is the sponsor of this memo.
Commissioners, this is a parking lot lease agreement with J.E. Dunn for a use of the Swope Park Pool parking lot during the construction of the new giraffe habitat in the Kansas City Zoo. So that's the new exhibit, and will really make a major upgrade to the Africa section of Kansas City Zoo. The Swope Park Pool has been closed since 2020, so let J.E. Dunn use the parking lot, not going to impact our operation. And the lease agreement will let them use for the period of 15 months. In consideration of the benefits received by the city from the improvements to the Kansas City Zoo, we recommend J.E. Dunn will not be charged for rent for the duration of the project. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32795?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32796, considering board approval of a design professional agreement with SFS Architects Incorporated for the Line Creek Community Center and Frank Vedic Park Master Plan in the amount of $201,367. Deputy Director Wang.
Commissioners, Frank Vedic Park is one of the largest parks in the city. It includes a park, miniature railroad, Line Creek Community Center, and outdoor sports fields. So this master plan will include community engagement, will identify improvements to the park, and will also identify assets to use for outdoor programming. So we do have two projects, a program with GEO bond money starting 2026, and one of those is a pickleball courts in Frank Vedic Park. The other is to put a new restaurant concession in this park as well. So this master plan will allow us to find the locations for those two improvements at the park. I'm here to answer any question you may have.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32796?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32797, considering board approval of a cooperative agreement with the City of Fountains Foundation for the Luce Park Rose Garden Fountain renovation. Deputy Director Wong.
Commissioners, the fountain is in a rose garden, in the center of Rose Garden. That's the center. That's the fountain. This agreement will allow City of Fountains Foundation to hire a contractor to repair the fountain. So what they will do is they will clean the fountain, and they will patch the broken stones, and also seal the crack and apply a penetrating seal after done with the repairs. So the cost of the project is $75,000. The city's obligation is $20,635, which is from Pike funds, and the remaining funds will be from City Fountains Foundation.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32797?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
I do have a question, Deputy Director.
Yes, Commissioner?
We kind of coming out of workshop asking about the PIAC timeline. So curious, is this from 4th District? Like what district, PIAC? And then how long has this been in queue?
This one,
James, it should be 6th district.
this is 6th District.
6th District,
Yeah,
okay.
I believe 2024. So as you can see, the entire project cost is way exceeded the funded amount from PIAC.
Right.
So our project manager has been working with City Fountains Foundation, so really found the match money to make this happen.
Right.
So I believe it's the 2024 money. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so we're
It's
saying
been a
it's
year.
been in queue since 2024?
Yes, I believe so. Mhm.
Thank you.
Further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32798, considering board approval of a professional services contract with Creative Sculpture and Restoration Incorporated for the Meyer Circle Seahorse Fountain sculpture repairs in the amount of $29,245. Deputy Director Wong.
Commissioners, this is a professional service contract with Creative Sculpture and Restoration, Inc. Meyer Seahorse Fountain is located in the Meyer Circle, which is the center of Meyer Boulevard and Water Parkway. So the scope of the repair is like the other one. Contractor will clean the fountain. They will repair broken limestone pieces with special mortar, and they also seal crack with a special, grout to seal the crack. After done with repairs, and they will put a sealant on top of the repaired area. So yeah, the contract amount is $29,245. And this agreement will be funded from the Meyer Circle Fountain Maintenance Endowment Funds.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32798?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item has passed. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 32799, considering board approval of a Shoal Creek TIF Sixth Amendment to the Reimbursement Prioritization Agreement. Deputy Director Wong.
Commissioners, yeah, this is a Sixth Amendment to the Shoal Creek TIF Reimbursement Agreement. So the TIF Reimbursement Agreement is a master agreement that includes all the projects, in Shoal Creek TIF. That includes, parking improvements, roads and trails. So every time, there's a new project added to the master, list, then, as a signature authority, we'll get a amendment to sign, just acknowledge that there was a new project added to the TIF. This is Amendment 6. In fact, the project get added to the TIF is one of ours. That's the sports lighting for Hodge Park field lighting. So we're getting $550,000 to add lighting to one of the field at Hodge Park.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 32799?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item has passed. Thank you, Deputy Director. All right, Mr. Evans. All right. Next Next items on the agenda, resolutions number 32800 through 32831, considering board approval of the following bid awards of contracts for ground maintenance services on parks. Resolution number 32800, Central District to RC Landscape for $91.79 an acre for 57 and a half acres. I'm not going to read through all of these.
Okay. Good afternoon.
I'll let you do it, Mr. Evans.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. So yes, we are asking for approval to fund 22 cycles for parks in the following areas, which is 16 areas that we have right there in front of you. So many parks. I mean, you want me to go through all the parks?
No, we
Department,
can
don't look at me.
we can read them.
I mean, like
Thank
I
you.
want my time, right?
May I have a motion to approve resolutions number 32800 through 32831?
Move to approve.
And just, Mr. Evans, how many, we had 22 cycles this year. How many, was that the same as we had last year?
No, we had 16 last year.
Okay, so that's
For
great.
parks.
Increasing.
Yeah.
Great. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? These items have passed. The next item on the agenda are resolutions number 32832 through 32833, considering board approval of the following bid awards of contracts for parks ground maintenance services for enhanced parks. Resolution number 32832 is for Islas Davis Park, and 32833 is for Mill Creek.
Yes, we're seeking approval for contract one for these areas as well. These are specialized services, so Mill Creek will get more litter pickup and trash removal, and along with herbicide applications. And then Islas Davis, we'll do that in-house as far as herbicide applications.
Thank you.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? These items have passed. The next items on the agenda are resolutions number 32834 through 32846, considering board approval of bid awards of contracts for ground maintenance services on boulevards and parkways. Mr. Evans.
Okay, staff is seeking approval for funding for contract one for boulevard services as well. We have 13 areas here. Last year they was getting 16. We're requesting 22 cycles this year.
May I have a motion to approve resolutions number 32834 through 32846?
Move to approve.
Any discussion? I'll just note, I think the increased cycles, that's great. We got a lot of comments on mowing last year, so I'm thrilled to see more opportunities out there. Thank you, Mr. Evans.
So, welcome.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? These items have passed. The next items on the agenda are resolutions number 32847 through 32860, considering board approval of the bid awards for contracts for ground maintenance services on right-of-ways. Mr. Evans.
Okay, again, we're seeking approval for 13 mows for right-of-way mowing. Right-of-way belong under general fund services, funding, so we're requesting approval to spend the 2060 money for these areas, which is 14 areas.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? These items have passed. Mr. Evans, you had the shortest one.
Thank you for taking
That's
care of all of the properties.
Well, thank you,
Really
appreciate it. Thanks for recognizing.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Commissioners, there were 3 contracts we had to pull because Creo did not approve them. So we may be asking through emergency approval, which the director has. We'll send an email to you asking for approval of those 3 contracts.
So they're working on their Creo.
Yeah,
You're saying they're working on meeting the Creo.
yes, and the meeting's not till next month, but they
Yeah.
will need approval prior to that.
Okay.
So you maybe get an email from me asking for your approval.
So these were all provisional approvals based on that. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you, Carmen. Will Director Cotton please provide the director's update to the board?
Yes, thank you. The Grove Pool Water Slide, construction has started. Frank Vadick Park shelter installation is in progress. Waterline construction will begin on March 28th for Hodge Park. CXT restroom at Davison Park has been set. CXT restroom at Blues Park has been set. CXT restroom at Frank Vadick Park has been set. CXT restroom at Berry Road Park order has been placed. Sunnyside Park pickleball courts construction will begin in April. Oak Park lighting is underway. Arletta Park lighting is underway. Spring Valley Park parking and speed tables construction is completed. Lakewood Greenway exercise equipment construction is completed. Tony Guerre Pool construction is in progress. Children's Memorial in Hibbs Park construction is expected to be completed in spring of 2025. Ewing Park Playground design has started. Blue River Trail, Martha Truman to Old Missouri Pacific Trail, the RFPQ has been issued. Swope Park Trail, 63rd Street to Swope Park Pool, the RFPQ has been issued. Ewing Park Playground design has started. Paseo Stairs kickoff meeting was on March 19th. Loose Park, we have unauthorized tree trimming, which Rick and his crew are trying to find out who is trimming the trees for us. It's not good cutting that's going on. It's just somebody is just cutting down the branches on the trees.
Jeez.
We have had vandalism near the athletic field at Longview Track Park. We have a houseless camp, gate damage, and tree vandalism. Penn Valley Park, unauthorized motor vehicles on grass and drag racing shows on Penn Drive. Kessler Park, we have, with the weather changing, we have a lot of houseless activity that Rick and his crew are monitoring. Blue Valley Park, unauthorized motor vehicles on the grass, lewd and lascivious activity, and illegal dumping. Again, Rick and his crew are actively working on that. Work is underway to get the fountains ready. Houseless camp cleanup at Francois Choteau and Native American Memorial. Line Creek hosted their Tri-Hockey Free program and had 140 participants, third highest attendance in the United States behind Colorado Springs, 252, and Overland Park with 172. Summer camp registration opened up on Monday, March 10th. Over 1,000 individuals registered in the first 2 days. And if your calendar permits, Thursday at 4 o'clock, we'll have the first high school baseball game at Satchel Paige Stadium in several years with Southeast playing Schlegel. That is my report.
When's that game?
It's on Thursday. High school.
What time for?
4 o'clock.
This Thursday.
This Thursday. I mean, you can go to the Royals, or you can come, at high school ball.
I say support the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, go Wyandotte County. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
When is the next Paseo Stair meeting? And can you please make sure that's on my calendar? I may have missed that email. But for the Paseo Steps, was that the community meeting?
So yeah, it will be from 3 weeks from now. I'll go and send you invite if you want to.
Okay. So, all right, because I want to mark that. I want to make sure. And then you mentioned, I couldn't catch it. Is CXT or CRT?
CXT.
What does that mean?
CXT is a manufacturer of restroom structures. So they manufacture the units. So
Okay.
CXT is a name brand.
Okay. So you're just saying that they're going to.
They don't burn down.
Yes, they don't burn down.
Okay.
They're made out of solid concrete.
Thank you. Thank you for your report.
All right, we will now move into public hearing. Do we have any members of the public who wish to address the board at this time? All right, public testimony is limited to 2 minutes. We will have a timer running, and you will need to end your testimony when that goes off. Hello.
Hello. My name is DJ Yearwood. I'm here in my capacity as the chair of the Kansas City Youth Commission. At the start of this meeting, we heard some dialogue about the Greg Clyce Community Center fees and, well, just the fees in general. That is something that has been a concern to our commission. Our meeting is tonight. We invite you guys, any of you guys, to come and speak about, share any information about that. We would love to partner with you guys to figure out any resolution. The reason why it came to our attention is because we also acknowledge the decline in participation and agree with you, Commissioner Smith, that it might not just be the fines themselves, but we believe that any collaboration with our fees, sorry. Fees. Sorry. That any collaboration with our commission, with you all, to figure out programming may assist. And so we invite you guys to collaborate, and our meeting is today at City Hall, 10th floor, 5 p.m. Thanks.
Well, thank you for coming. Would you mind leaving your contact information so that we can get together with you, staff can get together with you all?
Can I please say, Leader Yearwood, I am so delighted to see not only the finally we got this launched, this youth commission. So Commissioner Yearwood, I'll call you. So excited, and congratulations. Looking forward to collaborating, and I think that the work that you all and the perspective that the Youth Commission will bring will be a value add to this commission. And so would definitely love to explore how we can have greater intentionality now that you all are launched and beginning to get your feet underneath you. So welcome a time, and I'm sure President Hayden, as she's asked for your contact, will coordinate, but would love to see greater intentionality between the work of our two bodies.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and feel free to call on me anytime.
Absolutely.
Won't be able to make it tonight at 5, but would love your future schedule and happy to join and support.
Yep. Every last Tuesday of the month, 5 p.m. on 10th floor of City Hall. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
How's it going? My name is Jacob. Beck. I am the director of the Plaza Tennis Facility. So I just wanted to come here and greet all of you. I report to Mary Bushman, if you guys know her. So we just wanted to come here and say thank you guys for your support and your partnership for everything that we've done. So I just wanted to kind of give you an update about what we have done as a USTA, along with some of the different camps that we were planning for this year. So for this coming up year, we have added an extra college that is practicing down there. So ABLA has brought back a tennis team, so they have started to have matches down there. We've introduced additional camps and community focus, different organizations from the community, like Stonewall, which is an LGBT sports organization. They come down there during the summer for both pickleball and tennis. We are adding in a couple different groups for their very community focused, which is great. We've stolen some concepts from like pickleball, which is like kind of like open play. So we've allowed more people to come in for very just get find the community that people are always looking for in tennis, because it's hard, especially when we can't afford be able to go to Genesis or any other community country club. I hear all the time people are thankful to be able to find other people, especially when they don't know anything about tennis or in the tennis world. We are partnering with some additional high schools like St. Teresa's, Northland High School, along with Staley High School and Liberty. We're working with them to host additional tournaments. We're working with Barstow to host additional high school tournaments. Avila actually has already had their first match. We actually have Rockhurst's match tomorrow if you guys would like to come. We are hosting a community event on May 10th, which is Hit to Be Fit. Highly recommend. Last year before we even opened, we had over 70 people attend. This year we're planning for over 100. Because this time we should have a little more lead time to be able to get it out. Last day we were able to organize the event in about 2 weeks. So hopefully we're going to even get more attendance this year. So I just wanted to tell you guys that thank you guys. A lot of people have been very active in it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming. I am by the facility all the time, and it's just so nice to see the constant activity there. Obviously, weather's been up and down, but the days where you've been able to be out there, it's been crowded, and it's just great to see. So we're very grateful for the USTA's partnership on that, and I don't know if anyone else has anything, but just thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for the report.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else? All right.
So I move that we go into closed session pursuant to Section 610.21, subsection 1 of the revised statutes of Missouri to discuss legal matters, litigation, privileged communication with attorneys, pursuant to Section 610.21, subsection 2, to discuss real estate, and pursuant to Section 610.21, subsection 12, to discuss bids on proposals.
May I get a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're going to move into closed session. Our next meeting will be held April 22nd, 2025 at 2:00 p.m.